There are two things that I find extremely beautiful: vigilante justice and open chords in the key of E. So today we're going to go through just a couple different chord voicings that maybe you've never seen before. And it sounds so good. Basically, you can play all the chords in this key using one voicing and a variation rooted on the A string. Basically, I'll just go through a couple of them real quick and then we'll show you how it's done. It's going to sound like this. So it's just something, it's an easy way to make things sound just like really beautiful, open, super easy. It also feels like you're practicing because you're using your pinky. You don't have to use your pinky. We're gonna talk about a couple different ways to do this. But you may hear a little bit of a beautiful reverb because I have this guitar, this Martin SD Signature, plugged in, even though you can't see a cable because I'm using the X5 wireless system. That is the sponsor of today's video. The X5 wireless system in Sweetwater have sent these wireless units over. They're perfect just to kind of declutter your room aside from having it be like really cool like live aid. So we'll be talking about that as we go through the lesson. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about the chords in the key of E, the official key of 2025. And we're gonna start with your pinky. I know, pinky's tough, but we're gonna enlist its service here on the 7th fret of the A string, which is an E. Okay, so this is our root note. And then we're gonna get your ring finger on the 6th fret of the D string, and then your pointer finger on the 4th fret of the G string. Everything else is open. So we have an open E on the high and the low part, and then an open B. And then just the A, D, and G strings are being fretted like this, okay? Already a different kind of spin on an E major chord. Just, you know, same notes, but it just has a different vibe to it, right? And the cool thing about this, as we're gonna see, is you can adjust this just by swapping out your middle finger and your ring finger for the other chords, okay? So if I go to the next chord in the key of E, it happens to be F sharp minor. You've probably played it like this, or tried to play it like that. It's impossible. Oh, that double bar chord, ugh, it's rough. If we just go 2 frets higher, right? So now instead of being on 7, 6, 4, I'm on 9, 8, 6, and then I'm gonna switch my ring finger and my middle finger. So now I'm actually 9, 7, 6. Now it's an F sharp minor triad. Just the notes that I'm fretting with the open E and B strings ringing out. So it just has like a cool glue to shape that chord. I think it sounds really great. And then if you go 2 frets higher, we get the next chord in the key, which is a G sharp minor with the open B and E strings. In fact, we can just go 1, 2, 3, 2, and I think it's just a beautiful thing that you can do, right? So 1 chord E, 2 chord F sharp minor-ish, 3 chord G sharp, back to F sharp. And again, once you get that stretch between your pinky and your pointer finger, everything else becomes as simple as just switching your ring finger and your middle finger either down or up, right? So aside from this, it's just kind of a good little exercise to be like, oh, this is, you know, the distance between a root note and a major third and a fifth, or a root note and a minor third and a fifth. Just by doing that, it's a different kind of perspective when you see that this is a movable shape, right? The next thing we could do, and again, just going through the E major scale, major, minor, minor. The next one is major. Sounds great with that reverb, right? That Fishman. Again, so the X5 wireless, I'll have an affiliate link in the description, by the way. These have gotten so much better over the years. I remember I tested out the version 1s of these, and they worked great, but they weren't as sleek as these. So these are a nice upgrade, and I think the price is right on these. Something you're never gonna have to worry about. I just keep a set of these in my gig bag, and we're good to go. And again, acoustic, electric, doesn't really matter. It's always gonna get the job done. to get that A major sound, that big full A major sound. Again, it's just that first shape, just now the 12th fret, 12, 11, 9, open, open. Why would you use this A major when you could use this A major? And again, all these different A majors you can combine together. And then if you want like maybe like a more closed sound, you can always add your middle finger and get that kind of caged chord shape here. But I like leaving the top strings open. I just think it sounds a lot prettier that way, right? It just reminds me of Vigilante Justice. Oh, there's the B major chord. Look at that, now I can just go right here. 2 frets higher, 14, 13, 11, open, open. To A major. Now again, you can use this, like a regular C major shape where it's your ring finger, your middle finger, and your pointer finger. I think it gets a little bit of a stretch down here by E, but not so bad. I encourage you to use your pinky, because once you can do your pinky, then it gets a lot easier just switching your ring finger and your middle finger between the major and the minor chords. And then, what about the 6th chord, you ask? Oh, I'm glad you asked. We're gonna go back to the 4th fret for this one, and then we're gonna go 4, 2, 1, C sharp minor, to E major. That's just such as just the 6th chord to the 1 chord. Doesn't even, you don't need more than that. Unless you want to go to the 4 chord. 3, 2, 1, 6, 1. Amazing, right? Again, it's just one little variation. Now the next question you might ask is like, Sean, that's cool. What if I don't want to play in the key of E? Guess what, guys? Capo. Capo's your best friend. The beautiful thing about this chord voicing is the hardest thing, I think, is getting your pinky in the game and then working on that reach from maybe your pinky to your pointer finger, like that. As you go higher up the neck, the space between the frets gets smaller, especially in the incredible craftsmanship of this Martin Sean Daniels signature guitar. So let's say I want to just go 1 fret higher. Again, I was playing the chords in the key of E with all those open notes. Put the capo on the 1st fret. What's the note after E? It's F. So now when I go, instead of the 7th fret, I go to the 8th fret right here, 7th fret relative to the capo. Now I've got F major, okay? And then it's 2 chord, 2 frets higher, swap out. I always want to say switch and swap, and I want to say swip. That is not a word, to my knowledge. Good thing there's no grammar vigilante justice, policing the grammar streets out there. I'd be in real trouble, guys. The 3 chord, the 4 chord, and then the 5 chord. Maybe you want to play an F sharp. Same thing goes up here. You want to play in G, the people's key. Capo on the 3rd fret. And then just play around with that. Now you just find the G, right? So 10th fret on the A string. This could be, you know, something more comfortable using it without your pinky. But the same thing applies, right? All these same kind of like, all right, 2 frets higher, and then I swip out that. Or I can go 3 frets back, right? So 1, 2, 3. What's this? This is actually E. Now this is my E minor chord. But again, it's just like a really quick thing that you could do that you can really learn all the different chords on the guitar in one way or another with one variation. And it's a cool way to kind of just vary up your playing, make it sound different, make it sound beautiful. Keep policing the streets with Vigilante Justice. Thank you again to Sweetwater and X5 for sponsoring this video. Get yourself a Martin Sean Daniels signature guitar. If you have any questions or comments, hit me up in the comment section, Instagram, the website, and I'll talk to you all soon. Thanks a lot.